Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to my beloved Madam Dr. Haida Umira. My name is SYAQIRAH NABILA binti Ahmad Syafri HUSNAINI from HM2413D1. Today, I want to present about my persuasive speech, which is why students should eat breakfast every day. A lot of people choose to sleep 30 minutes longer every day rather than taking that time to have their breakfast. You have probably heard the adage, which is breakfast is the most important meal of the day, a million times before. But it turns out that it may be true, especially when it comes to students. A lot of people, especially young people, go through the day without having a breakfast. Many people believe that is not necessary, or they say that they don't have time for that and begin their day with no meal. So, as a student, I prefer to stay in bed than eat breakfast. Then, after changing my mind, I started to eat breakfast before my class every morning. I soon realized how much better I felt than when I did not. I believe that everyone should eat their breakfast before doing their activities. So, the purpose of this outline is to show the importance of breakfast, especially for students. There are several reasons that leads to why students should eat breakfast every day. The first reason why you should eat breakfast before going to class is for your health. When you skip breakfast and go to the class, you are looking for a disease because it's not healthy to have an empty stomach all day long. It is very important to have a meal and not let your stomach work empty, or you are going to get gastritis and a lot of problems with your health if you don't eat breakfast. Next, if you don't eat, you are going to get sick. And these cases will have a stronger effect on you because you are going to get sick easier than people who have breakfast every day. Probably the most appealing benefit is that breakfast jumpstarts your metabolism and thus helps you burn your calories throughout the day. When you eat breakfast, you are telling your body that there are plenty of calories to be had for the day. When you skip breakfast, the message your body gets is that it needs to conserve rather than burn any incoming calories. According to Dr. Christy C. Tangne, a clinical nutritionist at Rush University Medical Center 2016, studies have shown that even individuals who do not eat breakfast and only consume a few calories that day, they are more likely to have a higher body mass index, or we call it BMI. Alright, now you know why students should eat breakfast every day. You may be asking yourself this question: how do I know when to start my breakfast and how it's going? So, if this is your first time eating breakfast before doing your activity, there are several options for you. First of all is, every student should know about the importance of breakfast to take. At the beginning, to grab breakfast, students can at least have a piece of bread and a cup of milk before starting their daily activities. Next, for those who are used to consuming a larger portion of food, they can take breakfast with various menus such as nasi lemak, roti canai, sandwiches, and pancakes. This food will give you more energy. Although it's a heavy menu, there are some people who can't accept bread as their breakfast food. Imagine if, as a student, you did not have your breakfast before going to class. What would we gain? I can tell you what will happen to us both mentally and physically if you don't eat breakfast. First of all is, it can decrease mental performance. This is because breakfast helps with learning because it has an effect on concentration. For example, if you don't eat breakfast, you will quickly get tired and lethargic when doing daily activities, especially when in class. Next, the risk of being overweight increases when you skip breakfast because of the snack more often throughout the day, overeating at night, and late night supper. So, in conclusion, you have to realize that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and you cannot skip it without consequences for your health, your school, and your defense mechanism. It is better to wake up early and have a good breakfast without eating anything. It is time for you to do something for your health, and eating breakfast is the best way to start your day. Thank you.